You ready? All right, great.
Just tell if I'm about to clock the whole
chain reaction. Don't let me down. Sashay, Shantae. Sashay, Shantae. Turn to the left. Now turn to the right. You see these jewels? They are paid for. Are you ready for this? Sashay, Shantae. All right, I thought so. I have one thing to say.
Everything be a contest.
I have one thing to say.
Mommy, that's a man.
I have one thing to say.
Mommy, that's a man.
Is that a man?
Yeah.
Mommy, that's a man.
I have one thing to say.
My first day as a woman.
When I was 4 years old, I knew I liked little boys and little girls.
I have one thing to say.
You know we got rats in the cellar?
I have one thing to say.
Tina! Bring me the axe.
Work. 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 You better work. I have one thing to say.
Weezer, you look like hammered shit.
Talk to me like that.
I have one thing to say.
Sorry, you look like regular shit.
I have one thing to say.
You got some doo-doo on your shoe. Ugh. Oh. Ugh.
I have one thing to say.
She can't be dead. Misery Chastain cannot be dead.
I have one thing to say.
Do you consider yourself bisexual?
No.
You consider yourself homosexual?
Yeah.
EJ, darling, what took you so long? I have one thing to say.
To save your own stinking hide, you fingered me. You fingered me. You fingered me.
Listen to you, filthy mouth, you fucking whore! God damn you!
I have one thing to say. I have one thing to say.
Hallelujah. And tonight, we're going to begin to explore our own femaleness by examining the source of our strength and our separateness, our vaginas.
It just breaks my heart to see you like this.
I have one thing to say.
One drop or two. Would you like another one? Oh, there you go.
I have one thing to say.
Yeah, last night, we found in your trash can this magazine, Chicks with Dicks.
Mommy, that's a man.
I have one thing to say.
Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there.
I have one thing to say.
Are those pussy willows?
What did you just say?
Pussy, 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 pussy.
I have one thing to say.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a bowl of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. I'd have rather cut off my hand.
Bring me the axe.
I have one thing to work. You better say, bitch. One thing to say. You better work.
I know that, Mr. Man.
I have one thing to say.
Fred, sit down. Remember, she's just people like you and me.
She might be people, but she's not like you and me.
I have one thing to say.
He's a real gentleman. I bet he takes the dishes out of the sink before he pees in it.
I have one thing to say.
Suck my cock.
What did you say? What did you say?
I said suck my cock.
I have one thing to say.
Suck my cock.
I have one thing to say.
Miss Drew, I swear to you that my personal tragedy will not interfere with my ability to do good hair.
I have one thing to say.
You read about it in the paper. Serial mom. She's Beverly Sutphin and she's my mom.
It was her, Beverly Sutphin.
Motherfucker! Cocksucker!
Beverly? Rosemary, are you all right?
I have one thing to say.
Ooh, a pissing contest. Can I watch?
I have one thing to say.
Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to?
I have one thing. One thing. One thing. One thing. To say.
No wire hanger!
I have one thing to say. I have one thing to say.
You can't wear white shoes after Labor Day.
That's not true anymore.
You can't wear white shoes after Labor Day. You can't. Didn't your mother ever tell you? Now you know.
I have one thing to say.
About those things I said, I mean the way I acted back there. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. Love means never having to say you're sorry.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
That's all, folks.